I'm Eytan Shander with Awesemo. We have 3 plays for you on this NBA slate Friday night for Jock Market. But before that, hit that promo code Awesemo when you sign up for Jock Market. Go ahead, sign up now on Jock Market. Use that promo code Awesemo, and we're going to match your first deposit up to $50. Now, as you know, or maybe don't, Jock Market is where DFS turns into the stock market. So we have a fair IPO value, courtesy of Alex and Awesemo. We also have projected stats that are specifically catered for the Jock Market arena. Let's begin close to the top here, and that's Trae Young. We have him projected right around 40 points, 40.3 to be exact. And if you look at the fair IPO, he's still at $9.40 as far as a fair IPO price, which is hovering around LeBron James, dealing with some other guys around him, in case you haven't noticed, Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook. Still not sold on what I can get as a return for Karl Anthony Towns. And then you start to look ahead. You know, there's always going to be the Harden versus Durant and how much, despite what Kevin Durant has done, will be taken away from James Harden from a scoring standpoint. I think Trae Young has the easiest pathway around, including Giannis, who is still dealing with that quad injury. Trae Young, of the top 5, 6, 7 guys that we have projected, has the easiest pathway to a big night. And again, if you look at just where he is around him, you know, Bogdanovich out, Cam Reddish out, they're hosting the Brooklyn Nets. They have to keep up with Durant and Harden, who are coming fully rested after sitting out their last game Wednesday night. So all of the onus right now, the offensive at least, has been on Trae Young anyways. John Collins isn't vulturing any points away from Young. Neither is anybody else on that basketball team. Right now, especially tonight, and this is what we do, we take advantage of these things on Jock Market, circumstance and matchup. It's Trae Young. He's going to have the best opportunity to score over 40 points of all of the top leaders that we have from the projection standpoint. Somebody else is going to have to get involved as well. So look for a high number of assists from Young. That's where we begin, knowing that you're going to pay up a little bit, still roughly $2 to $3 cheaper than the guys that I mentioned, Harden, Durant, Anthony Davis, even Luka Doncic, you can argue, has. But again, his price is $3 full more on the fair IPO. Let's keep it moving. Jarrett Allen is our second play, and I think the difference of what we're going to see Friday night versus what we saw most recently on Wednesday is a non-blowout situation. You know, Cleveland here with Jarrett Allen dealing with a better matchup, more of a matchup that would be less of a blowout here, taking advantage of the schedule and circumstance. This is where I think we jump on it right now for Allen, who comes off a rough game simply because they didn't really need him to do that much against Chicago. It wasn't like he was being held down. It was a matter of they were at home and they blew out the Bulls. They're on the road taking on Karl Anthony Towns. It doesn't mean that Allen won't be able to do anything or will be neutralized by that matchup. It means there's a much better chance of this thing being close. There's a much better chance of the Cavs needing Jarrett Allen to perform at a higher level than it was just coasting against the Bulls. And we've seen that, especially in losses. So even if you have the Wolves winning this game, in 2 losses this month, we've seen Allen perform at a decent to really high level. Wins, well, that's another story. That's why he becomes such a value play. So Jarrett Allen we have projected, and knowing that the fair IPO price is going to reflect that somewhere in that mid-30s, 35.1. Alex and Awesemo have them, and the fair IPO is $7.60. I think you can get away pushing that upwards to $8, even with the matchup and the expectation that this thing will be close. Now, let's look at a blowout in the making and try and take advantage of somebody ahead of time at a cheaper price. Also, what to do in-game as you sense that blowout, and that's Dennis Schroder. Look, without Jaylen Brown, the Boston Celtics are not even a playoff team. It's evident that they need help. But we also know that Jason Tatum isn't alone in shouldering the void that's gone now that Brown is still sidelined. So Brown's going to be out once again on the road. This is the late one here against the Suns. Schroeder's going to have an opportunity. There's going to be some volume, some scoring volume there without Devin Booker as well. So don't be surprised if Jason Tatum is heavily focused upon that good Suns defense, and you're going to see somebody else in Boston have a pathway 25, 28 points. You get somewhere in the mid to highs, even low 30s, which we've seen from Schroeder, especially without Brown on the floor throughout the season. This is an opportunity for Schroder. We have him projected at 29 fantasy points. I think he can get to low 30s from a scoring standpoint. As tough as it's been to score against Phoenix, a lot of that coming on the wing, as we know, down low with DeAndre Ayton lurking. So in this particular case, the matchup for Schroder of not having Brown next to him, and on top of that, being able to find that one pathway to where you can get some points against Phoenix. Oh, and by the way, I think Phoenix blows out the Celtics. You're going to see this blowout, sense it. And when it starts to happen, Schroder will already put up a decent line. You could flip him right there and definitely sell high on any Schroder stocks that you invest in ahead of time. So we run it back. Trae Young, Jarrett Allen, Dennis Schroder. Those are the three guys that we're targeting on Jock Market Friday night. We also want you to target that promo code. Sign up now on Jock Market and use it, Awesemo, AWESEMO, and we're going to match your first deposit up to $50. I'm Eytan Shander. Have a great night.